Hello everyone, Meowington here, and we have officially finished our first season of the Reds playthrough, where we did about as expected for the last month, and we are 76 and 86 total. I believe the last month went in the 300s like I thought it would be, yeah, 0.367 by going 11 and 19, and then in October we went 1 and 1. So in total, 12 and 20 was the final 30-ish games, 12 and 20, 32 games. So you can see our schedule here. We in October we lost the last game and then won the previous one before that, and then here is September. We got pretty smacked around by the Cubs. We started off strong with 2 wins against St. Louis, but then after that, just loss after loss after loss, just tons of losses. And hilariously enough, in this um, in this series, I couldn't think what it was called, but in this series, we got swept by Milwaukee, who was at before this, I guess, was one of the worst teams in baseball. I don't even know if they were the last or not, but they were definitely really, really bad. And after they beat us, I think they were on a 6 or 7 game winning streak or something ridiculous. They were on a really huge winning streak, and it was just hilarious. So I want to see if I can see where they ended. So they ended up 66 and 89. But if they were playing about how they were typically playing for the rest of the year, they would have been closer to like 62 wins or something down there. Like, I don't know. They just pulled some miraculous, huge win streak at the very end of the season, and it made us look a lot worse than we should have. I was hoping we could maybe reach 80. I was kind of hoping we could get near there, but I'm pretty happy with 76 considering I was expecting about 70 wins, if not slightly less. So it's a little bit above where I was expecting, and I'm pretty happy with that. So one really quick thing I want to show before I move on is this game on the 4th that I thought was pretty hilarious. If you notice, we had 11 runs scored against us, 9 hits, and they scored 5 in the third. If you look and you see Rookie Davis's pitching, 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 6 runs, only 1 earned run. I found this hilarious because when I saw this score, I'm like, oh no, Rookie Davis got blown up. Like, his amazing pitching is done. His ERA got destroyed. And next thing I know, I see his ERA still intact, and there's only 1 earned run. And I'm like, oh, what the hell happened there? So apparently there was like 1 or 2 errors during that inning. So even though he got the runs against him, they weren't earned runs. So he still kept a pretty good ERA for the yeah, he's at a 289 because he kind of dropped the ball a little bit near the end and started giving up a few runs per game, but he still did very well. And the last thing too in this game, if you notice, Scott Schebler, who was someone we traded, they were apparently using him in the main roster, and he hit a home run off of us or off of Ricky Davis. I found that pretty funny. 2 for 5. He did pretty well in this game, and he did knock in that homer. I believe it's over here. Yeah, Schebler home run. So moving on, I guess I could just go over here into lineups. I'll show you how everyone did. I believe this is the whole regular season. Yeah, it already is. So sorting it by average, we'll see that Votto ended up being the average leader at 288, Tucker Barnhart 269, Alden Curthers, who was a backup. People are batting fairly well at the top of about like half of our team batting well, the other half not so great. I don't know how I feel about a 250 average. I mean, I guess I can let that slide. It's not horrendous, but the problem with this is that they don't have good on base percentage, but we'll look at that later. Holt 246, and then Billy Hamilton, who started off so great, and then he just really fell off near the end, but he was doing really well for a while. But compared to how he typically bats, I can't be too mad with a 240, 302 average and on base percentage for him. He had a very good year for us, so it's not like I'm super disappointed. I think he did pretty well considering the fact. And then our backups who just did absolutely nothing. Jesse Winker was like the best backup because he at least got on base, but he just couldn't hit for average. And then on base percentage, Votto with the solid 444. Pretty crazy stuff. Barnhart also, who was hitting pretty well for average, was getting on base. Waldrop was getting on base. Suarez, Winker. Carruthers sort of struggling a bit, and then here's where it gets a little bit iffy with Holt at near the 300, Hamilton, DeJesus at 300, and then people just below 300. Cozart, 283 on base percentage isn't very good considering he's only batting 250 with it. If he could at least have a better average, that would have been a lot better. But Considering he's not really meant to be a great batter, he's just like a good defensive player. That's why I've got him on the team, and I think I extended him. Yeah, I extended him for 1 more year, I think, or I might have given him another contract, I believe, for another couple years. Yeah, I think he's got like 2 or 3 more year contract that I'm waiting to see how he does. You can see the slugging, a couple people over 400, Suarez close to 450, and then we have Duvall and Votto well above 450 slugging. Their OPS is right there. Votto with near 1,000 OPS. Not good with BABIPs, so there you go. You guys that are good with those can see that. And then let's go with stolen bags real quick. We have Billy Hamilton at 73 stolen bags on the year with 20 times caught stealing, which is, I would say, close to 25%-ish, which I guess isn't too bad considering the volume at which he's stealing. So that's not too bad. It means he attempted, what, 93 times, which is pretty good. And then we look at wars over here. So Votto, I'm just going to click on him just so we can check his previous. I believe this is, I guess I'll go to his, is it batting history? Yeah, it is. So if you look at his wars from previous seasons, this is actually his third best season in terms of WAR. 2015 was his best, and then back in 2010 it was his second best at 7.2, and now this is his third at 7.3, beating out his this is his third at 6.3, beating out his 2 previous 6.1 WAR seasons. So lots of S's there. I feel like a snake. But yeah, he had a great season, absolutely great season. Super excited to see that, and hope he can keep it up because I am a fan of Joey Votto, especially after putting up this great of a season for us too. You have Billy Hamilton over here with a surprisingly very solid season, 3.5 WAR, and then 2 guys at 3.4, Tucker Barnhart and Eugenio Suarez, and then Cozart and DeJesus at 1.7, 1.3, so pretty solid, not too bad. And then you have Duvall and Holt at a 0.9, which is close to a 1 WAR, which isn't that bad, and then Waldrop, who only played about half of the time that most of our starters did, so him being at a 0.6 isn't too bad. If he kept up consistently, he would have been at over a 1, which isn't bad for someone who would be a starter. So not too bad overall. And then you got the guys over here in the negatives, so they were pretty bad even as backups, which is very sad to see. Even Kurt Suzuki, surprisingly, he did not bat as well as I thought he would, which is a little bit surprising because I'm a bit of a fan of Kurt Suzuki. Like, I don't think he's great or amazing, but I kind of like him. A bit of a soft spot for him because I have another playthrough where I play as the Tampa Rays, and he was on my team. So, was hoping for a little bit more out of him. Nothing amazing because, again, he was a backup every, 6 to 7 games, I believe. You notice him playing every second game. That's because Barnhart had a pretty bad September, I believe. Let me check. Is that the split? Was that the proper split? That doesn't feel right. September? There we go. So as you can see, wait a minute. Why did he pick it up randomly? I could have sworn he was having a bad September. I guess he really picked it up near the end and I wasn't paying too much attention because the season was practically done. But I guess Barnhart really picked it up. But yeah, Kurt Suzuki was batting very well. 296, 321. Not really slugging for much, but whatever. He was having pretty decent time, so I guess it's not terrible that he got that play time anyway. So over to the pitchers, you can see innings pitched here. Raisel Iglesias 204, Desclafani 202, Finnegan 181, and then 160 from Lamb. Ricky Davis came in pretty late in the year and gave us an 83 innings pitched, but not too bad overall. You can see the hits allowed. I guess I could let people pause it. Home runs allowed. Iglesias with quite a few home runs allowed. Too many that I'm not happy with. Oh, why does this double split into September? There we go. Runs. Earned runs, walks, Ks, and then we'll go ERA here. We'll check this out real quick without looking at the FIPS. So you can see Brandon Finnegan had a near 5 ERA. Caleb Cotham ended up pretty high too. John Lamb 4.5, getting kind of up there. And then, with the other guys, 4.2, 4.15, 4. So quite a few guys above 4. And then over here we got 361 with Desclafani, which is not bad at all, even though he is our second second slot pitcher. Sorry, I couldn't really think there. I just woke up maybe like an hour ago, so I'm still a little bit tired. Haven't been feeling well. Iglesias as our number one guy with a 4.15 ERA, not really the best. What can you do though? Jake McGee 337, 329 from Jumbo Diaz. Ricky Davis with 289, even though he did only pitch 53 innings, but still very solid. Sang Hwan-oh 249, which I believe dips into his ERA, yeah, with St. Louis, but for us he was a 135, which actually reminds me to check Jake McGee then. Yeah, he was at a 365 for us then. So this one is a little bit not true. And then lastly, AJ Morris, who I'm not sure, yeah, that is with us because he was a rookie as well. We called him up near the end, and he gave us a 142 over 12 innings, so he didn't really pitch too much, but he finally brought down his ERA after exploding. I remember he was at 12, so I decided to give him a shot, a little bit longer to see if he could bring it down, and he did. His 12 ERA finally came down. You can see the averages against people here. AJ Morris, he did get beat up a little bit, so his average is going to be kind of high. But near the bottom, you see Sang Hwan-oh. He was pretty dominant. No one could really hit him too well. Same with Lawrenson. People couldn't hit him too well. Diaz, until about maybe here, 250s, I guess, is starting to get a little bit high. Even Ricky Davis, you see 246. But overall, I mean, I guess this isn't awful. I mean, I'm not sure really what a good average against them would be. Here's where the whips get a little bit sketchy, though. Like, Cingrani at 77 innings had a 1.44 whip, which means that he's definitely allowing way too many hits or walks or combination of both. And 66 hits, I guess, isn't too bad. So it's definitely the walks. You can see here he allowed 45 walks, which gives him a 5.3 walks per 9, which is just disgustingly high. Like, that is just completely awful. And I mean, it makes sense because his control is a little bit below average, but you don't expect that many walks. I mean, that's really high. Even though technically you can see it here, it definitely follows a pattern in the rest, or it is previous years, but still, man, that's crazy to see. So Sang Hwan-oh, we need to see what his is for us. He was at a 3.0 walk ratio. We gave up 9 walks in those 26 innings, which I guess isn't too terrible. Jumbo Diaz did pretty well too with his whip. Jake McGee, we need to check his for us. 1.08, not bad. He gave up 2.7 walks, not terrible. Raisel Iglesias, on the bright side, seems like he didn't walk too many and didn't give up too many hits as well, so he did pretty alright. Lawrenson, same. Desclafani, he walked a little bit more than Iglesias, but he gave up slightly less hits, only by 2 though, but yeah, he gave about 12 more walks, so he had a little bit more of an issue with control. Ricky Davis, 54, that's case, 12, I was about to say, like, what? So 14 walks, 52 hits allowed. So it seems he just allowed a few too many hits. I know he had a bit of a home run issue early on too. I think that was him. It might have been someone else that I'm confusing him with. You can see home runs per 9 here. John Lamb and Raisel Iglesias with the huge amount of home runs given up. Michael Lorenzen too, but I'm pretty sure that's a Cincinnati thing because I decided to look up the ballpark to see how they were doing, or sorry, to see if they were doing okay by the standards of the ballpark or terribly, and it turns out Cincinnati is like pretty big on home runs, especially over the right field wall, so lefties hit a lot. I guess that's why Jay Bruce can pop so many out. But yeah, that makes sense. Then you got a lot of walks you can see right here from Finnegan as well. Cotham was alright, but besides that, everyone else is doing pretty alright with walks. We had quite a few people that were throwing a lot of strikeouts though, like a lot of people over 10 strikeouts. You had Cingrani at 12, you had Jake McGee at 13.9, but with us he was at 12.4, which is still super respectable. So, a lot of strikeouts being thrown. Even our lowest strikeout pitcher was Desclafani at 7.2, which is awesome. I seem to struggle with strikeout throwers quite a bit in most of my playthroughs. Like, I'll see a lot of people at the 4s, 5s, or something, but this is all at a respectable 7.2 K9 and above, which is awesome. So I like to see that quite a bit. You guys can see the KBB ratios here, ERA plus. And then FIPS, which again, I'm not that great at, but I would assume these are pretty solid FIPS all around, besides the guys that are starting to get into the mid 4.5s and higher. So not too bad overall. And then the final wars, no one in the negatives, surprisingly. We had AJ Morris with the fewest innings pitched, and he even wasn't at a 0. He still got 1 WAR, or 0.1. Our highest was Brandon Finnegan at a 1.8. Raisel Iglesias was close to a 2, but he could never really overcome that hump and get over that 2 WAR and keep climbing. He stayed at a 1.9 and he was our highest, but I guess he blew up near the end and dipped quite a bit. And then Desclafani caught up to him too. We got Ricky Davis with a 1.5, only pitching a fourth of the innings. So man, Ricky Davis, if he would have pitched the whole year and he would have done even similarly, like he would have posted a 3 to 4 WAR season, maybe even more. Who knows? Near the end, he started to drop and come down to earth a little bit, but he was still pretty solid for quite a few innings. So I'm pretty happy with him, and I'm excited to see how he does next year. Sing 1.0, 1.4, which is I think for the total, yeah, because he didn't really pitch too much for us. So overall, pretty decent in the pitching front. Not really anything amazing. Some people struggled here and there. Pitching wasn't really amazing. It could definitely get better, but not as bad as I thought it would be. Our batting again did fairly well. I mean, I honestly thought we could have done 80 plus wins. I think we just got a little bit unlucky here and there. So I guess that's it. That's the ending of the pitching and the lineups. So one more thing that I wanted to do was I guess I wanted to sim through the playoffs because I wanted to see who would win the World Series. So, oh yeah, I guess I should show how everyone else was doing as well now that I think about it. So let's go to standings. You can see the standings here real quick. I guess you could pause it if you guys want to see any more in-depth information. Like you can see all the AL leaders over here, see all the NL leaders over here. Joey Votto was second in on-base percentage plus slugging OPS. I don't know why that doesn't just say OPS. So he was second in OPS behind David Peralta. Billy Hamilton was number 1 in stolen bags by a mile, but no one else of our team really got anywhere in there. And it seems like Nationals and Chicago clinched the wild card for the NL, and then the Jays and Yanks for the AL. So what mail did I just get? AJ Reed, K, Bernardino. Oh wait, that's my guy, isn't he? Yeah, he's not even that good. What the hell? Is Zosa rating good? Nope. Interesting. What did he get? 2016 Outstanding Pitcher Award in the Pioneer League. What's the Pioneer League? Is it this one? 44? Yeah, I mean, he did really well here now that I think about it. Yeah, that's not half bad. He doesn't look like he's going to really amount to anything, though. I mean, his ratings are pretty awful. But who knows? Maybe he'll surprise us and he'll keep improving. Actually, what am I doing? I should go look at his development. Yeah, a lot of plus, 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 plus. Who knows? Maybe this guy will come out of nowhere and surprise us late in his career. So, playoffs begin. Hall of Fame, I don't care about that. Today's the playoffs begin, so why isn't it letting me? Come on. Sim forward, game. A lot of wasted time. I'll see if I can... I probably will be too lazy to cut it. I'll just do it like this. Holy cow, here's a lot of information, so you guys get to see all the stuff. So Suarez signed a... Oh, okay. He's mad. Okay, increase the amount. Oh, he's mad. Okay, offer extension. Man, I don't know if I want to offer him 3-point-something million just for one more year. How did he do? What was... 3.4 WAR, he did fairly alright, but the thing is he's not going to be our starter next year. He's going to be a backup guy, because, or potentially, because I want to give... and I learned how to pronounce his name, by the way, now. His name is Jagailo. That's how you pronounce that guy's last name. I Googled him, and I looked up 4 different videos of 4 different announcers pronouncing his name, and they all said Jagailo. So if I'm pronouncing it wrong, I blame all 4 of those announcers, and it's not my fault. I take no blame for this. So really quickly, I guess we'll give him an extension. I'll see if he takes... I don't know if he'll take this, but I'll see if he can go for 3.2 mil. No. He's starting to get a little upset, so let's see if we can do 3. I guess I'll just do 3.4. Yeah, 3.4, ask for a response. No, he's not happy, so I guess 3.6. Yeah, I'll see if I can save about 100,000. Man, I'm paying a lot for someone who potentially is going to be a bench bat, so I'll see if I can move him around, maybe DH him or something. We'll have to see. Regular season ends, playoffs begin, more no potentially traded, yada yada. Sale gets the AL Triple Crown. Let's see how he did. Holy cow, he killed it. 19.6, 2.60 ERA. Pitched 235 innings, 291 Ks, 1.04 whip, 6.6 WAR with 11.1 K9, only 2.0 walks per inning. Yeah, 52 walks over the year. Wow, that's amazing. And then who got it for Angels? The batting crown went to Mike Trout with the 9.9 WAR season. Holy cow. He played in 147 games. He knocked in 36 home runs, got 191 hits, 104 runs, 102 RBIs, and he even stole 14 bags with a .337 average, 411 on base percentage, 605 slugging, over 1,000 OPS with 9.9 WAR. That's just insane. What a crazy year for Mike Trout. And then Nolan Arenado got it for the NL, and wow, he did really well too. Over 200 hits, 111 runs, 113 RBIs, 35 homers. Wow, he did very well. Jeez. He even drew a decent amount of walks considering his eye and discipline is pretty bad. And he's a Gold Glove defending caliber third baseman, so very great year out of him. Alright, so enough nonsense. Let's see, we got the Jays versus the Yankees, and then the Nationals versus the Cubs. Let's sim forward a little bit. Tomorrow, New York. Today in Chicago. So let's see. Cubs versus... Oh, contract signed? Okay, so it seems I signed Cozart, and Barnhart got signed. So Barnhart is on a 5-year contract. He's kind of cheap, to be honest. I kind of felt bad, so I offered him more than I thought he would accept. I feel like he would have taken a way cheaper contract, but it felt very unfair and a little unrealistic because I'm not good with contracts at all. And even this feels very cheap. 5 years, 23.5 mil, considering the fact that he gave us a 3.4 WAR season for his, like, I guess second season technically. So I'm not sure if that's very realistic. I guess I don't know if I gamed the system or not. So I feel kind of bad. That's why I offered him a little bit more than I thought he was worth. And then Cozart, I gave him 3 years of 12 million. Since he's not like super effective batter, he's mainly there for defensive play. So I feel like that's fairly fair for someone that's worth about like a 1 to 2 WAR, player. So, hopefully that's acceptable and not too bad. So the Nationals beat the Cubs. And now it's the Jays against the Yankees. And, oh, the damn Yankees won. What a shame. So let's move on. Series starts soon. Game 1 today in Detroit. Let's sim. Can we look at it through... Oh no, I guess we can't. Is there a different way to look at this? Yeah, playoff tree. So can we sim something like next week and then look at it through this? Yeah, we can. Okay. Oh, stop with the personal messages. Eugenio Suarez, he signed. Okay. Okay, I don't care. Send me back to the screen. Go to the standing, not the standing, sorry, the playoff tree. So it looks like Detroit is against the Yankees. Detroit took game 1. Los Angeles Angels took game 1 from the Orioles. There's 2 games played for the Cards and the Nationals. They're tied 1-1. And the, damn it, Dodgers. I'm a Giants fan, so I don't want the Dodgers to win. So the Dodgers are up 2-0 on the Mets. So let's go to next week and see what happens. Another personal message. Ivan DeJesus contract signed. He signed for 3 years, $4.5 million. That's probably underpaying him a bit too, but he's not really that great. Back to the playoff coverage. Stop ruining my stuff, guys. I think that's the last contract. So Detroit up 2-0 over Yankees. Angels up 2-0. 1-1 Nationals, 2-0 Detroit or Dodgers still. Hopefully, please, no personal messages. All right, Detroit wins 3-0, Angels win 3-1, Nats win 3-1, and Dodgers win a clean 3-0. And then it seems like the Nationals are up against the Dodgers, and they took the first game. Detroit is playing the Angels, and they're still 0-0. Detroit is now up 1-0. The Nationals are up 2-0. Detroit, so it's Detroit up on Angels 2-0, Nationals up on Dodgers 2-0. Ooh, let's see what happens here. So can we move on actually to the... Is there any way to move to the next round? Yeah, until next playoff round. So let's do that instead. Another personal message finds talent. Ooh. Ooh, yeah, he found some talent, alright. Alright. Not bad. Not bad at all. He needs to work on his movement. But not bad at all. Wait, I found someone else? Why did he find 2 people at once? This guy isn't that bad either, wow. What's with all these talent searches? Was I just not paying attention? Yeah, well, I just wasn't paying attention, I guess, but he found 2 pretty solid people. That's pretty crazy. I'll take that. Read all messages, get out of my face. Back to playoff coverage. Stop interrupting me. So playoff tree, it looks like the Dodgers fought back and took one game from the Nationals. I really hope the Nationals win. Like I said, Giants fan, don't win Dodgers. So Detroit still 2-0. I guess I gotta keep moving my mouse so this doesn't freeze. Since my fraps likes to go down to like 0 or 1 FPS. So the Nationals win 4-1 over the Dodgers. Detroit is up 3-2. It's pretty close. 3-3. The Angels have tied it up. Next one decides it, and the Tigers have won it. So it is the Washington Nationals versus the Detroit Tigers for the World Series. Who's going to win it? Let's find out until playoffs end. Let's sim. Detroit takes game 1. Nationals tie it up 1-1. Nationals take the lead. Detroit 2-2. Detroit 3-2. 3-2 Detroit. Nationals tie it up 3-3. And the Nationals come back to win it 4-3. The Washington Nationals are the 2016 champs. They have won the World Series over Detroit. Wow, what a close one. That was pretty good for a World Series. Not bad. Not bad at all. So once this stops freezing, I would love to save it, and then let's see if there's anything else that I need to take care of before I finish this video. I might just wrap it up and then start doing the off-season stuff. Off-season stuff is pretty boring, but I might record myself just doing everything so you guys can see how horrendous I am at managing contracts and my horrendous decision making. Because luckily most of my decision making has been done off stream or off I guess video, so no one's been able to really see my thought process on stuff too much until I talk about it later in videos. So I might do that and just put it out as one super long video. My season score is 47 out of 100. This is an average score. I'll take it. Average isn't bad. So really quickly, let's see what my GM said of me. Personal message, review of season goals. I have reviewed the goals I've set out for you. My comments are below. While you didn't make the playoffs, you should be very happy about a 76-86 record. You exceeded what I expected from this team. So have I. And I have a good feeling about the future Reds' success. Thank you. I have my goal 26 to make the playoffs. Deadline isn't up. Yeah. Won't jump to conclusions. Hey, that's not fair. Happy with performance and accomplishing goals. That being said, when I factor in the team's on-field and financial performance, it doesn't rank quite as highly. That's a bit sad because I feel like I did well with our money. I've saved us a bit of money and I've made us a little bit of extra cash, but alright, that's fine. So keep building the team to make the playoffs in the next 4 seasons. I think I can do that. Increase attendance, I believe I can do that. Improve batting average, I would like to do that. And don't suck completely. These are all achievable. I think I can do those. So, new budget, I will have 142 mil available for expenses and team payroll of 120 mil. I'll take it, not bad. Everything else isn't really that important. But yeah, like I was saying, I guess I'll just wrap it up here. I hope you guys enjoyed the first year and didn't cringe too much at how bad I am at managing most of this stuff and enjoyed your time watching this. I had a lot of fun doing this first year. It's super great, and it's technically my second series because I have another series rotting away where I got a bit more experience on doing these. So I hope that I did a little bit better than I did for the others. I think I did. Pretty happy with how I did. And like I said, I might be posting some really huge off-season video where it's just like literally 2-3 hours long of just super uncut footage of me of just doing everything until the next season starts. And with that, I guess I'm done. So once again, thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.